Hey guys, welcome to episode 4 of the Laowai Chef. Maggie is in Dongbei today, and my friend Loren is here filming today. Why don't you say hello, Loren?
Hey, what's up?
Alright. Now today, Loren and I are really craving some Mexican food, and Mexican food is damn near impossible to get here in China. So we're going to do this the old-fashioned way. We're going to make it at home. Today we're making steak nachos, and this is a recipe that everyone really loves back home. Nachos, all that cheesy, crunchy goodness, we love it. Now this recipe has two basic recipes within it. We've got one for guacamole and one for the nachos itself. So here, take a look. This is what we're using for our guacamole. We've got tomatoes, a bunch of cilantro, a couple avocados, a lemon, some red chili peppers, an onion, cumin, black pepper, and salt. And if you come on over here, this is what we've got for our nachos. We've got a bag of tortilla chips there, the rounded ones. We've got 200 grams of beef. I've got a cup to a cup and a half of cheddar cheese shredded that I've already pre-shredded. Now, you can use more cheese, and like I said in my other recipes, there's no such thing as too much cheese. And we've also got a little bit of garlic here that we're going to season the beef with. Some green onions, pinto beans, and my pinto beans have been boiling here for a couple hours, so those are almost done. And a little bit of olive oil. Now, first we're going to start off by cutting this beef very, very small. And when I come back, that's all going to be diced up, and I'll tell you what to do next. Okay, now, as you can see here, we are cutting our beef very, very thin. So if you want to take a look at how I do it, I just take a little strip like this, just a couple centimeters wide. Something like that, as you can see there. Okay. Our beef is all thinned out. If you want to take a look, nice small chunks, just like a carne asada burrito back home. Now it's time to season the beef. We're going to add chopped garlic and the lemon juice of half of a lemon. So let's go ahead and add our garlic. And let's add our juice. We'll squeeze all that juice in there. Nice and juicy. And now we're going to put that together with our hands and get that all spread out. And now we're going to cover it and put it in our fridge. You're going to let it sit for about 20 to 30 minutes. And while that sits in the fridge, we're going to get to work on our guacamole. Things are looking nice. The beef is chilling out in the fridge and it's marinating with that lemon juice and garlic. So now we're going to get started on the guacamole. So with the guacamole, what we're going to do, we're going to chop up 2 tomatoes, a couple stalks of cilantro here, and chop some very small onions, and 3 red chili peppers. And when I come back, that's all going to be chopped up, and we're going to throw it all together, start mashing it. The avocados are ripe, and it's time to put together our guacamole. Why don't you take a look over here, Loren? We've got our chopped cilantro. Come on over here. We've got our 2 avocados that have been spooned out of the peels right there. As you see, they're in the bowl. We've got 3 chili peppers diced up very fine with the seeds. Half of an onion with very small pieces. And 2 tomatoes. And we've got our cumin and black pepper and salt. So let's combine it all together right in this bowl. Let's start with the cilantro. Coming on over here, and whoops, the knife. Taking our red peppers, half an onion, and now let's add our spices. Some cumin, I like to add a lot of cumin in there. Some black pepper. And let's put a generous amount of salt in there. Okay, and we're going to wait to add the tomatoes after we've mashed it. So now we're going to go ahead and start that mashing process. We'll add the lemon juice. Actually, let's go ahead and add the lemon juice right now. Okay, good. And now we're going to start mashing that up, just like this. And as a matter of fact, we're going to use a fork, because forks are much easier to mash with. we're back. Take a look at this guacamole. It looks fantastic. Look at that color. Nice and green. Not too watery. Didn't put too much lemon juice in it. Added just enough salt and spices. That's a beautiful color. Something like what you would see in the restaurants. All right, and I added about half of the tomatoes. We're going to add these tomatoes onto the nachos after they come out of the oven. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cover this. We're going to put it in the fridge. And we're going to take that beef out. And we're going to start cooking our marinated beef. And then it's time to lay out those nachos, set them in the oven, and eat them. I'm going to take a sip of beer right now. I haven't had beer in a couple days, but you know what? I love nachos so much I'm going to celebrate with one.
How's that, Kieran?
It's not bad. It's not bad. Okay, let's get on over to the beef. Go ahead and cut it. It's time for the beef. We're going to take a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to heat up my hot plate here. I know you guys have gas. I got the hot plate. That's okay. We're going to do a very small amount of olive oil. And we're going to let that heat up just for 30 to 45 seconds there. Now we're going to go over to the fridge. Get that beef. Here's our marinated beef. That's been chilling there for about 30 minutes or so. All that lemon juice should be nice and intact in there. So olive oil is still heating up a little bit. Let's wait for it to get a little warm. If you can take a look over here, I've strained out my pinto beans. I'm going to put them into this bowl here, and I'm going to add a little bit of salt and cumin. Mix those up there. I might refry them another time, but for now I'm just going to use them for the nachos. Let's go ahead and add our beef now. Okay. That's going just fine. Now I'm going to let these pieces here cook for about 3 to 4 minutes, making sure they're cooked on both sides. Since they're cut into such small pieces, you don't need to cook them for a long time. 3 to 4 minutes. Just making sure they're cooked on both sides, and you'll be good. When we come back, this will be done. We're going to start setting up our chips. Okay, if you want to come down in here and take a look at the beef, it's been going for about 5 minutes, and that looks pretty well done there. It smells wonderful, doesn't it, Loren?
Delicious.
All right, cool. So let's go ahead and take the beef off the heat. Now, take a look over here. I wrapped a baking sheet in foil, and I've already set out my chips. And if you want to come on over here, I've added spices to our beans. We've got our cheese right here. Let's start assembling our nachos. How about it? So I'm going to start by putting on the beef, okay? I want to get that as evenly distributed as possible. We don't want a lot of beef in one area and then you go somewhere else and, hey, where's the beef?
Where's the beef? Where's
that beef? Nigga, new rose, I know. Okay, keep going here. These are looking like it's a good amount of beef there. What do you think, Loren?
It looks pretty beefy.
Yeah, I think so. All right, get just about all of it there. Okay. A couple little stragglers there at the end. And now we're going to move on. We're going to spoon some of these beans on there. Now, how many beans do you want to put on this? You know, it's kind of up to you. I like beans a lot. What about you, Loren?
Not too big a fan of beans.
Not too much. So we're going to leave a little bit out. We'll put a decent amount in the middle there. Okay. What do you think? Is that enough?
Yeah, looks pretty good.
We'll leave it like that, I think. And you want to do additional beans later on, we can. And now comes the most fun part. Adding the cheese. Here we go.
Here we go.
We got all that cup and a half or so of grated cheddar there. Now, the most important part of nachos is what, Loren?
Well, you got to get it cheesy.
Yeah, cheesy. So this is just an idea for how much cheese you can add, but, you know, we've got stores and they have lots of cheese, so you can buy more if you want. You could double up on the cheese if you like.
Go double on the cheese, get a little cheese crazy.
You double down on your cheesiness. But, see, as you can see, what do you think? This looks like an adequate amount of cheese, wouldn't you say, Loren?
Yeah, it should be sufficient.
Yeah. definitely.
But the more cheese, the better.
Yeah, the more cheese, the better. I've said in one of my first videos, there's no such thing as too much cheese. Okay, that looks nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And whoops, I forgot to preheat our oven.
Uh-oh.
I'm preheating the oven to about 200 degrees Celsius. I'm gonna let that go for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna put one more little stack of chips here and put the remaining cheese on top of them. And let's just get the rest filled on out there. All right, take a look. Now when we come back, we're gonna throw these bad boys in the oven and they'll be done.
Done.
Okay, our oven's preheated. Now let's plop our nachos in the oven. I'm putting these on about 200 degrees Celsius for about 5 to 10 minutes. Now, this is one of those things that it's a very good idea to eyeball, just so you can see when the cheese is melted, because that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a good melting point there. When it comes out, we're going to add guacamole and some green onions and the rest of our tomatoes, and our dish will be complete. Let's take a look in 5 to 10 minutes. It's been nearly 10 minutes now. Let's take a look at these nachos. Oh yeah. Nice and cheesy. How does that look, Lauren?
Looks wonderful.
Uh-huh. All right. Okay, come on over here. Now we're just going to add our scallions. Let's give that nice, pretty little color. And we'll also add some diced tomatoes on top. And last but not least, let's go back in the fridge and get out our guacamole that we made earlier and that we worked so hard for. We're going to spoon that right on top there, just like our standard American nachos. How does that look, Lauren?
Beautiful.
It does. So, let's have a taste. Nice, meaty, cheesy chip. I'm going to try that with the guacamole. Ooh, this one looks nice. Look at that. You can see the meat there, the beans, and some scallions, and the cheese. Let's get a nice, big old chunk of guacamole in there. Running away from me. Here we go. Mmm. Oh my god. Go ahead, Lauren. Try it. Try one.
Guacamole looks nice.
Yeah, it does. How's it?
That's very nice.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, I think I'm going to have one more chip. That was actually really good. Guacamole in there. Mmm. My god. It takes a little bit of work, but it's totally worth it. You know, the nearest Mexican restaurant to me here in China is over 2 hours away. So, yeah, it's in China, but you know what? It's just sometimes better to make it home. And I'll tell you what, I think I nailed it right there. What do you think, Lauren?
Yeah, I think it's pretty high quality.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, this is Ian Young. I'm the Laowai Chef. You guys should definitely try this recipe. I highly recommend it, especially if you're in China. It's impossible to get good nachos here. So, with that, have a happy Chinese New Year, and I'll see you next time.